Hello, good morning, and welcome again to another market review for the week ended 25th of October. I will tell you that the market is not smiling at all. Market is seriously bleeding, and it's surprising that after the NSE have introduced the 100,000 units for price movement, it is expected that there will be little stability in the market, but the market continues to nosedive. For market to hit the 30th month low, so it tested it about 26,113.82. That tells you that this market is really going back to where it started in 2017. Good for me. Yes, if you have been in the market so far and you have lost money, I always tell you that you need to relax, because there is signal and the factors that are likely to turn the market around are close by. What you don't need to do is start more patient. Don't just drop out of your position and loss, because what you are seeing is just paper loss. Until sell off, it becomes real loss. Just exercise patient. The market opened the week at 26,448.62. to close at 26,348.72. Market lost 0.38%, higher than what it lost last week, 0.32%. For the past 6 weeks now, the market have been on the downtrend, serious one. With high volume for the week ended. Compared to the pre-ended, we traded about 2.05 billion shares against 896.61 million the previous week. It tells you that people are still selling. And if you look at the volume, that the stocks that drive this volume are Omololu Merchant Bank and Zenith Bank and Transcorp. These are the ones that really drove this volume for the week under review. But at this point now, we're going to look at what are the factors that are likely to shape the market. That the market is at the peak of earnings season, and these numbers, despite their miss, some of the companies posted surprising numbers that ought to have triggered activities in those stocks. But still, these stocks that posted good numbers are still leaking down, despite that equities are generally low as we speak now. That means these numbers are supposed to have triggered buying interest, but it tells you that there is no liquidity in the system. For a market that is as cheap as this and people are not buying, it's not that the company has done badly. If you look at the price of this stock and number they are posting, even those that will say, oh, the result is not too good. But if you look at the price they are selling and the earnings they are posting, it's good enough to drive the price up. But it is that liquidity and confidence is the problem of the market now. And now it is not done on the government and the regulators to see how they can trigger the confidence again by making policies or bringing out reforms that will trigger interest of people investing, not only in the capital market and other parts of the economy. But as we speak now, this low liquidity system is affecting the market. Knowing that as we speak now, the budget for 2019 for capital budget is less than 50% have been implemented. For current expenditure, I'm telling you, every month that one will get into either 100% or 90%. No, at this point, because every month they are paying salary and all the expenses, current expenses are running. But the project, the capital project that really impact the economy, that transform the economy, that give the economy a new shape by strengthening the fundamentals of the economy, those funds are still not implemented. At the same time, the government is also running short of revenue to meet up this budget. It tells you that is why we're having no liquidity system at this point. But the foreign investors also, they are sitting at the fence to see where the economy is going. The new economic advisory team, what are their the advice they are giving? Have they rolled out their economic blueprints for the next 4 years or the next 10 years? These are what the foreign investors are waiting. Yes, or the opportunity that funds are likely to come back to the market, but all things they see trigger where we are going in terms of economic policy, in terms of structural reform. They might not be jumping in immediately, but don't forget that the end of the year is around the corner. This seasonality in the end of the year. When we talk of different rallies, let's start from end of the month rally that will come in this October, that will come in November. We'll talk about the Santa Claus rally, talk of the end of the year rally, and at the same time talk of the earnings season, which is the major earnings season in Nigeria in the first quarter of 2020. And what are the factors that will drive this market going forward? One, this number that we are seeing now, at the end of this month, which is by Thursday, officially the earnings season will close. Investors and traders, fund managers will look at these numbers to reshuffle their portfolio, to rebalance their portfolio against end of the year expectation and the dividend paying stock for 2020 first quarter. These are the things that we've seen. But what are the factors that will drive this market? And these are part of what we're going to be discussing at the Invest 2020 Opportunity and Trade Idea Summit for 2020. New sectors and new companies that you should be looking at. And what are the factors that are going to trigger the market? If you remember, this week on Thursday, the EU, Central Bank, they had their own MPC. They dish out money in terms of quantitative easing. They want to trigger the economic growth. If you look at their purchasing manager index, it is below 50 points. It tells you that the economy is weak. If you look at that of Japan also, their manufacturing or purchasing managers index is still also below 50. But US just came up to around 51.9. That means this mature economy, they are strong management. That means they are likely to be another cut in interest rate in US. And Japan has not really cut interest rate for a long time. The interest rate is in zero. It's negative. That means as we speak now, funds are likely to come back to emerging market. But you and I should be in stocks that will attract these foreign investors when they are coming back. And at the same time, to look at the new drive of the National Assembly and the government, trying to bring the budgeting cycle to the fiscal year of January to December. If that is achieved by end of this year, by December, they will to do all their presentation, all their defense, and they approve and it pass into law before December. That means definitely by 2020, by God's grace, we will be seeing a budget that will running from January. That means at that time, their spending is expected to change the face of the economy. If that is achieved, I'm telling you, that will give the market another boost. Also, look at what the CBN is doing at this point now. There, people might be confused. Look, circulars are coming from Central for CBN. CBN has a way of doing their things. If they are not adjusting MPR, they are using unconventional policies or strategies to make sure that liquidity is available at a cheaper cost. Why do I say this? If the banks are not given a range that they should lend, what I mean that the banks should have minimum of 60% of loan to deposit, which many of the banks have achieved. And how would that achieve? And another target are given them by December 31st, they need to also move to 65% of loan to deposit. It tells you that this bank will be out there to lend. That is why now the bank can call you if you want to buy car, they want to lend you money to make sure that they reach that threshold of the regulator. It says that liquidity are bound to be in the economy and to the private sector. And also CPL is also coming that because they want the banks to lend to this the public, they don't want companies that are borrowing from the bank or individual bank to come back and invest this money in Treasury bill or in OMO and all those. That's why they are closing door to individuals and some corporate bodies so that they will not invest this money back, but they should use this money to do activity that will trigger growth in the economy. Tell you that they are bound to be little improvement in 2020 because the economy in 2019, as we speak now, liquidity has been a major problem, and also delay in giving economic direction because what the period it takes the government to appoint their ministers all the way the election year. But now that the election year has come and gone, we expect that by 2020, all little they are doing now will start imparting the system by 2020, and then 2020 that there will be no election, there will be no panic, Government will focus on what we call governance, to give Nigeria value for electing them, but at the same time to make sure that their policies are what will transform the life of Nigeria. I'm telling you, when the economy is doing well, like what CBN is likely to is planned to achieve, they want this liquidity to be in the system so that economic activity will create employment for people. That employment also will improve their their consuming trend, their consuming pattern. That also at the same time savings will come, banks will also present. That's why banks, as they are lending and they are doing their their risk diligence well, I don't see the bank going running into a bad water. What I see that the banks also sit up, do their diligence in terms of profiling the person they are giving their loan, and make sure that the person that have the capacity of paying back. And if the economy improve, it also hasten the people paying back. But that means CBN and government, the CBN and the government should also make that the economy is conducive for who they are borrowing. Because if you are borrowing and the economy is not conducive, how will you pay? At the same time, you are going to endanger the bank. You're going to endanger the assets of the bank. But we know that if things are done properly and CBN remain at the top to control things, we might see a better economy in 2020. These are part of discussion we're going to have in the coming summit. And this summit, you know that our summit is not for theory. We are not running exam. This summit is purely for opportunities and trade ideas for 2020 that will, one, that will help you to recover your loss. Two, that will put you in profit. Three, that you learn how to know when to buy and when to sell. It is very important. Whether you are using fundamental analysis, you are using technical analysis, you are applying patience, the most important thing is picking the right stocks. When the stock will please go against you, how to go out of that stock immediately. Because I tell you that your phone is your king. Phone is king. Cash is king. Because if you don't have cash or phone to invest, the market will be doing good. Run, people are making money. You are only hearing with your ears. But when you protect your phone, no matter how small it is, you can grow it. That's why you need to be in Invest 2020 opportunities and trade ideas summit. I'm telling you, professionals from different fields, from traded exchange traded fund, somebody is coming to that angle to fixed income, commodity stocks, all over. We want to open up opportunity in the market, how you can invest wisely. This year 2020, Invest 2020 is unique and different, and I urge you that you should not miss there. I encourage you that you should not miss out. Be in that training, in that summit, and at the end of the day, and also before that training, we're going to show you the stock that were recommended in the last training, despite the down market, how those stocks have performed. And that will tell you that our summit is not just come and play. It's a summit that at the end you will smile on what preparing for your investment. And also it's coming at a time that we're expecting the market to turn around. That means you need to be in those stocks early, because when you are in these stocks early, as others are coming to buy at your entry new year, as numbers are coming in, you are already in those stocks. You can quickly take short-term profit or you take your dividend. These are the good things for you to be in Invest 2020. At that point, you will get all the stocks you want to buy. It's the new sector that I imagine that I imagine coming out with potential that you can go, and the trend to follow will already, because there we are going to see use fundamental, technical, and also we want to combine different strategies from different professionals. Coming from the banking sector, coming from the market operators, coming from pension administrators, fund managers, all will be at this training to guide you to how to invest wisely in 2020, because market has been down for almost 2 years. That have created opportunity for you to buy at low prices. And when it turns, remember when market suffer losses for 3 years, consequently, consecutively, that happened in 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2017. Because of that low prices, no market was able to turn up, especially when CBN came up with their exchange reform. It helped the market to trigger. We came out of recession. But now that we'll have a new economic advisory team for the president or the government, and we're expecting that everything they are putting in place. CBN is not sleeping. CBN is out there to make sure that this economy is up and running, because it is when there is economic activities, there is growth in the economy, that we can create job, and at the same time we can give direction. That's why CBN is not sleeping at all. They really want to put the economy in the right shape. And when advice from this new economic team comes, then the monetary and the fiscal policy, will become, work together, looking to that, not moving an opposite direction. They need to complement each other. When that is achieved, I'm telling you, gradually Nigeria economy will be transformed. I know that we are going somewhere as a nation. Our population, our natural endowment, human capital in this nation, we will know who can turn them around for the betterment of this economy. And I see the market rebounding before the end of the year. Yes, the market might not close positive this year, but towards the end of the year, the losses will reduce, because the market will gradually start finding way up. If you look at a market touching 30 months low of 26,113.88, it tells you that this market has been on the downtrend since 2018, February. Till date, the market has suffered huge losses. On that note, the possibility the market is turning up is very, very high. For me, I would advise investors to start looking at. But for those that can buy and sell signal, this week we're likely not to give any position. I've studied the trend. All the position you have, most of them we have not hit our stop loss. Most of them will have not meet our target. But the target, some have to 5% to meet the target. So none of them have hit the stop loss. That means you need to hold your position and watch. But if you are not in this position, you can still go log in and take position in those stocks. Until we are looking at all the numbers now, we are studying them. We're now going to tell you how to take these numbers, technical number. I tell you that the technical number is very important. How we're going to use it to also advise on stocks to take position ahead of the year end and ahead of first quarter 2020. Thank you and God bless you. We'll see you next time.